Hey everyone, this is Brian from Provision Studios, and today I'm making a video that's featuring the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. This is a newer camera that I got this week. I'm actually shooting with my my Pocket Cinema camera that I got prior to this one. That I've said in other videos. I got it at a discount because there's some issues with the sensor. It has some spotting on it that when you are in a wide open aperture and you have the ISO turned up, you begin to see these spots on the sensor. So the more light you let in, the more obvious in the picture is that there's these things on the sensor that I can't get to be removed. So I've used a sensor cleaning kit. I've tried a couple times with it, and it worked fine on this camera. This camera was basically brand new, only with a couple hours of use on it. And when I got it in, it had a couple spots on it that I used that same kit on, and it cleaned it right up. In fact, I'll show footage right here that will show you guys where these spots were before and after. So also the setup that I did today had the Rokinon Cinema Lens, which is a lens I'm really fallen in love with. It does a really good job, especially for me with just learning how to use a camera that doesn't have autofocus. So this can pretty much, if you're doing landscapes and stuff, this can really get you dialed in real quick to what you are looking at through the viewfinder and ensuring that you're going to be, your focus is going to be pretty much locked on. So I had the Sennheiser, I had the Sennheiser MK400 microphone for much of what I was shooting this morning. I have footage where I had this on my Zhiyun Crane 3S, which come out really good. So this smaller rig that didn't have the longer 17 to 50 millimeter Sigma lens that is actually on my B camera now. Having this rig is much smaller, much lighter, and I feel like it allowed me to go onto the Crane 3S and use it much freer. Like I didn't feel like I was fighting the gimbal, or actually the weight of what was on the gimbal, and the gimbal seemed to respond much smoother with some of the footage. Now, not to say that when I had the other camera on, my B camera on there with the larger lens, that it was a problem for the Crane 3S. It only became a problem for the Crane 3S when I tried to put a monitor on the camera, which I never should have tried to do anyway. I can use, I don't own one, but I can buy other arms that allow me to run a monitor on the gimbal itself. So that's an option I'll probably look at with this. Either way, it has a small rig handle on it right here that has a cold shoe mount, which is very nice. So I've got another cold shoe mount here and a third one here. So not that I need all of those options. Again, I'm just seeing where I can place things that will make the most sense for what I'm trying to do. But I also had this on a newer shoulder mount, which was very nice. I found out with it, actually while I was shooting with it, that's when I noticed the spot or the foreign object on the sensor and the lens. I had a couple things going on there. So again, you'll be able to see that footage throughout this video. But while I had it on the shoulder mount, it was this rig here just with this microphone on it, like that. Actually, I had like that anyway. So it felt like I could probably do a pretty decent shoot with it. So instead of having the camera like this, and I'm supporting it all with just my arms, the shoulder mount rests on either shoulder. The camera's right here, so I can see. I'm not looking down like this or having to go like this with the camera to see it. The camera's literally like right here, so I can see clearly what is in my frame of view. And I like that. So there was no need to have an external monitor on that. So let me grab that real quick. So here's that. And again, it just goes right up on your shoulder like this. The camera goes right on. And just like that, you're locked on. I have my camera mount, or my battery mount underneath with a NPF 970 battery, and that cable would run underneath right into the power port there on the cinema camera, 4K. So again, being able to shoot like this, again, I'm looking right into the monitor right here, so I'm able to see it, make any adjustments to the shot right here. You can very easily switch shoulders if you start getting a little fatigue, and it's real easy on the arms, and it gives you a third point of stabilization. So the footage, obviously, it's not stabilized. It's a non-stabilized lens. There's no stabilization at all other than the 3 points, left, right, shoulder, 3 points. So that's really only, so you have to be careful with it. You're still going to get the potential to have, shaky footage. So either way, the point I'm bringing it up is really, today it allowed me to work with the camera in another way. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to find what methods work best for me in my situation. So the footage that came off today was pretty good. I have a lot of work and a lot of learning to do to improve my craft. This camera definitely shoots some very nice footage. Once I get better at composing shots and nailing my my exposure and my focus, I think I'll be much better working with a camera like this. I mean, there's only so much you can do in your yard shooting things. So eventually, I'm going to take this off location, off site here. I'm going to go. I was going to do that today, but finding the stuff on the sensor, the dirt and the spots that are on the sensor and the lens made me just say I'm not taking this camera out. And going to go off site and shoot things, and then come back and have footage with stuff on it. So I just wanted to make sure I had a clean sensor, a clean lens, and everything that I would want to take with me was working optimally, was the way to go. So I'll look at going, on location, so to speak, to get some footage shot, either tomorrow or next weekend. I really only have Saturday and Sunday because of my busy work schedule. So the good news is I feel like I finally have a clean sensor that'll allow me to shoot how I need to. I will probably have to order some ND filters, although I will say this Rokinon lens does give you, as long as you're not pointing into the sun, being able to go to an f/16, an f/22 with it, and not needing the ND filter, because it really does help you get a good balance on your exposure, even in bright light. You'll see that here with some footage. again, I'm not saying it doesn't need an ND filter, but I feel like because this, I can change my my aperture. This lens gives you a distinct advantage over my Lumix. So being able to adjust your aperture with this, going from a 2.2 all the way to a 22 f22 at your 12 millimeter frame really is, or focal length really is nice. So again, being able to go all the way to an, as I was shooting f16, f11, even an f8, I really was still being able to get the shot the way I thought I needed to for good exposure, to be able to come back into the studio here and be able to work with. So the Lumix, not so much. The Lumix, this definitely needs for me to get an ND filter for, variable preferably. The one I got for the Sigma is right here, and that won't fit either one of these lenses, so no big deal. I could put that lens on on this camera and use it and have an ND filter, but I really want to learn with these lenses that are micro four thirds, because they go directly onto the camera. They don't need to have a speed booster adapter or anything like that. I do like that because it's less weight. I'm going to get to a point, and I was saying this in another video, where I'm going to build the rig up, but I don't want to always have to have that type of a rig. I would love to be able to have a situation where I can have a minimal size rig and I can have a larger rig as needed, or even a medium size. And having two cameras, knowing the situation I'm going into, I maybe can have one set up minimally and another one set up with a larger rig and have them both going. So there's options there. I was thinking about selling the one, but the more I thought about it, at the value I got, it's really not hurting me to have it. I got blessed there in that regard. The sensor, the issues with the sensor don't make it unusable. It just limits what I can use it for. So situations like this that I'm in right now, talking head looking at it, it may be overkill to have a cinema camera doing talking head tutorials and stuff, and sharing my studio experiences with you all. But I think that it is a benefit having the same camera for everything I do, because it makes it that much easier to keep the footage looking similar. So okay, I'm gonna go and do some more shooting with the shoulder rig, the shoulder mount, and the my Zhiyun Crane 3S gimbal, and maybe tomorrow or next weekend, so that I can do some off-site or some on-location test footage with these lenses, and we'll go from there. If you guys have any, and hopefully I'll have an ND filter for the Lumix at that time. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. You can always email me at bbuck822@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.